Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everybody! I'm Santa, and today I'm your special guest on Cloud Management Monthly, coming to you all the way from the North Pole. Now here's your hosts, Dan and Matt. That's a good one. That's a really good one. I'm gonna send that right over to Mrs. Claus. Mrs. Claus, check your WhatsApp! Ho, 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 ho. Welcome everybody to Cloud Management Monthly. Merry Christmas. I'm Santa here with my co-host, Grump-O the Elf. Ho ho, little friend. How about putting another log on that fire?
Who are you calling little? It's not even a real fire. You had me holed up in the workshop day and
What
night.
a year 2020 has been. Just awful.
You bet your chestnuts it was. A pandemic, wildfires, political and cultural tensions. We've seen a lot of people being naughty and nice.
You know what I think? We could use a little Cloud Management Monthly cheer.
Could we just watch Christmas movies instead? How about Elf?
No, Santa doesn't want any copyright strikes.
Okay. Let's just get to your favorite clips of the year.
Okay, my first clip, which comes from episode 2, How to Get Started with Cloud Management. Graham Barker talks about how the focus of cloud management has shifted. It's all about the app, baby. Roll that clip, Grump-O.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest thing to take away from starting a cloud management project is really to look at what it is you're looking to manage. Historically, I found that customers wanted to manage the storage, they wanted to manage their computer, the networking, and then I kind of realized over the last maybe 5 years that customers really care about the app. It's more about the app than anything else. If the app is functioning and it's meeting SLAs and business requirements, then the hardware, yes, of course, it all runs on hardware. We need to manage that, but the analytics and the business want to see how the app's performing, and how well that's getting managed by the business by the business teams. So the saying, "It's all about the app." It couldn't be more true in today's world.
Oh, that was great. My next one is from episode 4, where Dan and Matt talk with Brandon Gordon about how to manage your infrastructure like a cloud provider. He explains how he has put together several different dashboards to build this absolutely amazing vRops ROI dashboard. Grump-O, press play.
And this is based off a few different dashboards, right, that you've created, right? It's not just one dashboard. It's actually pulling metrics from a few different ones, correct?
It is, yeah. So I actually have created several dashboards. So I have one that I created for just like showing reclamation. So basically looking at what you can reclaim from the environment. Because I have customers asking, well, what if I do all of the reclamation in my entire environment? What is the total impact? They get that kind of question. So I created a dashboard to help answer that. And then I created another one. You have customers like, what if I right-sized all my virtual machines? What does that look like? And then what is my potential cost savings for right-sizing? So I created another dashboard to show the right-sizing impact. And then another customer saying, well, tell me which clusters that have hosts in there that I can reclaim, so I can take them out and I want to use them somewhere else so I don't have to buy new hardware. So I created a dashboard to show that as well. And then I was talking to another customer that says, well, these are all great, but these are all separate things. I want to see it. I want to see one number, one place. So that's where this dashboard was born. I took all those other dashboards and took the data from those and consolidated them together to come up with this. So this is the overall view of all of these things together, working together to show you this.
Yeah, that's gonna help us a lot here.
And my favorite clip is actually the first words ever spoken by a guest. Here is the one and only Steve Athanas complaining about using Skype for the interview.
There he is. Oh, why are we using Skype? Like literally
anything would be better. Like my last Skype call, I had to dig out my password for Skype, which was in like a notebook covered in like Indiana Jones style Detrius. I'm like brushing it off and I'm like, oh, here it is. And I type it in and it's like, your last call was like August 10th, 2015. I'm like, and that's what it should have stayed, damn it.
Steve almost made the naughty list for that.
What about you, Grump-O? You got anything for us?
Well, if I have to play along, there are two moments that really stand out for me. Back in September, Sunny Duo was on the show to talk about the future of operations. He talks about the approach that he and the VMware team are taking to provide management of Kubernetes, which has been very near and dear to us lately with the new North Pole ERP 2.0 refactoring project. Roll that clip.
Now, I would be lying to myself if I say that all the applications will continue to run on VMs forever. The reality is that now we'll see, and we're already seeing actually, a plethora of applications which are a combination of VMs and containers together. And that's where VMware's strategy on going towards, the Heptio acquisition with Joe Beta joining our team, and then forming the whole Tanzu platform. If you look at the strategy, it's pretty clear, right? We have to evolve from VMs and we have to also absorb containers into the strategy so that as customers build these hybrid applications, which are running partially on containers, partially on VMs, they are able to run it on the vSphere platform. And anything which runs on the vSphere platform, I think it's my duty and responsibility to be able to manage it. And hence, we wanted to extend the capabilities of what we have built in, let's say, vRealize operations or automation or network insight. All of these platforms naturally extend to Kubernetes that ways. That's kind of the one benefit if you look at top-down. If you look at from a customer point of view, right? And the top-down is our opportunity which we have. We can make money, of course, and it's pretty simple and obvious. From a customer point of view, the challenge which I'm seeing talking to customers is a number of customers who have been the VMware customers, right? Worked in the infrastructure world, VMs. It's hard for them to learn and understand Kubernetes immediately. It's hard, right? But the CIOs and the application architects are continuously throwing Kubernetes into their field and saying, hey, you have to play this ball. It's not my responsibility anymore. And there are two choices these customers have. One is go hire a new set of resources who can do all this management with new set of tools. Practically impossible, right? I remember somebody had a resume out there or a job description out there where it said 15 years of Kubernetes experience. And the guy pasted that on LinkedIn and said, it's not been there since 15, right. So I don't know what you're asking for. Right. That's the expectation which people have, right? You have Kubernetes mastery, but unfortunately, that's not true. Even the trainings out there are very open source centric, and to apply that to enterprises is not easy. So I do see that as an opportunity for helping our customers to tread that path by bringing in Kubernetes into the existing tools which they know and extending the frameworks. For example, you can start with monitoring and troubleshooting, simple visibility. But ideally, an enterprise would not stop there, right? They would want to have compliance on Kubernetes. They would want to do show back and charge back on Kubernetes. Now, you can, again, redo the whole journey of buying plethora of tools and then consolidate after 10 years. Or you can already go to a tool like VROps, which is already giving you that extensibility from applications to infrastructure. All we need to do is ingest Kubernetes in between so that you have a full boundary of the application, whether it's running on VMs or whether it's running on Kubernetes. That's kind of the goal.
You elves and your microservices.
Hey, what the holly berries is that supposed to mean?
What else do you have?
If you remember, back in episode 5, Mandy Storbakken was on to talk about the cloud operating model.
Yeah, I heard about it on the Weather Channel.
No. The cloud operating model is a way for organizations to create and implement cloud strategies. Let's listen to Mandy's explanation.
So cloud management is very different to how it was 5 years ago. A cloud is very different to how it was 5 years ago. And through that evolution, we've seen this kind of move to this cloud operating model. I think some of it originated from, first of all, having to have a definition of cloud. And some of our customers still struggle with that today. You will go and talk to customers and we have a cloud first policy, or we have, this is our cloud strategy. And yet, oftentimes when you talk to the people responsible for implementing that strategy, there's still confusion about, well, what do you mean by cloud? And what are the benefits? What are the objectives? Why are we doing this? And without that kind of buy-in, it's really, really difficult to be successful. And so the cloud operating model, I think, kind of started as a step back to say, what are we trying to do here? Let's get a strategy together of what the objectives that we're trying to meet, what's important to the organization, how we're going to make best use of cloud services, and put together a strategy. And then the implementation of that strategy becomes your cloud operating model.
Well, look who's calling. It's Dan and Matt.
Can you just send them the voicemail?
No. Hello, Dan and Matt.
Hi, Santa. Thanks for being our guest on the show. You must really be busy this time of year.
Ho ho, you bet your bulbs I am.
Okay, Santa, we wanted you on the program today because we heard that your IT elves were having issues with their cloud management. We heard that they were very naughty with their capacity management, and what, all just to save a couple bucks?
Who did you hear that from? Was it that sugar plum fairy? She can never keep her mouth shut.
Oh, gee, no, Santa, your account team at VMware gave us the info, and they said you went with the vRealize suite. So, Santa, tell us how you use vRealize operations to improve your capacity planning of your infrastructure.
Infrastructure? I don't know anything about that. But what I do need help with is managing the capacity of my elves. These things multiply like crazy. It's worse than gremlins. Grump-O, do you know what the molasses he's talking about?
Santa, we've been over this before, and you never listened during the morning stand-ups. If you recall, it used to take us weeks to compile the naughty or nice lists, and we couldn't seem to get everyone's Christmas wishes through the procurement system. We had our host packed fuller than Santa's sleigh with critical VMs, and it wasn't looking good for making the Christmas deadline. It was time to expand, so we needed tools to help determine what hardware purchases we needed to make and what could be migrated to the public cloud. It was critical that we get a handle on our capacity to account for the holiday season. That, coupled with reclamation and right-sizing to free up capacity, we were able to consolidate and reduce our financial burden. We were able to save the big guy a sleigh full of snowflakes.
Nice. Well, really excellent work, Grump-O. Now tell us a little bit about your cloud costs.
It was 1982. Ran into a nasty storm cloud over Saskatoon. Lightning bolt out of nowhere. Cost me my best reindeer. Poor Rudolph. Don't tell Grump-O, but that wasn't rabbit in the stew that night.
No, Santa. They're asking about how we were able to come up with our multi-cloud strategy and determine the most cost-effective clouds to run our workloads. We set up vRealize operations to give us cost transparency across private, hybrid, and public clouds.
Yeah, whatevs, tights. Hey, Harry and Marv, are we done here? I got a 2 o'clock with a panda for a massage.
Santa, I'm sure you get a lot of letters from all the good sysadmins out there.
Yeah. Letters. Lots and lots of letters. Big whoop.
So any you can share with us? Because I'm sure they're probably listening.
Let me think. Sally from St. Paul asked for 6 cats. Why would someone need a box of 6 cats? What she should have asked for is a husband. Am I right, Grump-O? He knows the truth.
No, you don't know anything about Sally. She's married.
And I recall Freddie from Phoenix wants a program for a pen test? Is that what the kids call it now?
All right, Santa, I think that's all the time we have for today. We can't thank you enough for joining us on Cloud Management Monthly and for our special Christmas show. We want to wish you good luck on Christmas Eve.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Well, Dan, that was quite an interview. Wait, is Santa's mic still hot?
The next time you make me do an interview with a no-name 2-bit podcast like that again, I'm feeding you to the Bumble.
I hope Grump-O's okay, Dan. On that, let's wrap this one up.
Yeah, what a great episode this has been. I mean, to get Santa and his little helper, Grump-O, on an interview during this time of the year, that was just awesome. A highlight for us for sure.
Yeah, I don't know how you got them. I mean, it's like days before Christmas. How did that even happen?
Well, you know, we talked to their people, they talked to our people, and we were able to line it up.
You, sir, have some incredible connections. It's been such a blast. 6 episodes of Cloud Management Monthly. Dan, I look forward to working with you and creating these episodes every month. It doesn't even feel like work. And hopefully with this episode that really shone through, I mean, we just unleashed all the wackiness of 2020 in one episode here.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was really fun putting this together with you. But Matt, thank you for being the co-host. Thank you for being my partner and my friend. I really appreciate the fact that you said yes when I came to ask you to do a podcast like this with all the other work that we have on top of us. So thank you very much.
Anytime, Dan. Well, thanks so much for all of you for watching Cloud Management Monthly. You're the reason why we're doing this. If you have any thoughts for a future show or anything like that, feel free to reach out to us. Dan, how can people do that, and how can they get more episodes?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to watch us on YouTube, you can go to cloudmanagementmonthly.com and check out all the videos there. Or if you'd rather prefer to listen to an audio version, we are on Spotify and Podbean and Google and Apple. And you can always interact with us on Twitter at CMMonthly.
All right, that's it for 2020. We'll see you in 2021.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Ho, ho, ho! That's Vixen. He sounds like a dog.
So any you can share with us? Because I'm sure they're probably listening. No, they're definitely not.
We have no good sysadmins listening. We don't even bad sysadmins. We don't have any sysadmins listening.
It's Dan's mom and my mom.
Yeah, that's right.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Mom. How you doing? Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas.
By the way, that Elfo costume is disintegrating. Like, the stitching's starting to come undone here. The felt for the pants because they're too tight. It's like starting to pull apart.
Did you see the Santa pants, dude? Did you see how tight they were? Like, I couldn't get the things correctly. My wife was like, she's like, I go, it doesn't matter. It's you can clearly tell this is a $40 Santa suit.
Don't tell Grump-O, but that wasn't rabbit in the stew that night. Cough, cough. Ho, 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 cough, cough.
Yippee-ki-yay.